Hello and welcome everyone to our annual awards event. This event is an opportunity for us to mark the long service milestones and the outstanding contributions of all our volunteers in 2020. As you can all see, this year has been very different. 2020 and COVID is making it impossible for us all to meet in person to mark these milestones and outstanding contributions. But we're not going to let that stop us, are we? Let's not think what we can't do, and think about this as a unique opportunity to host St. Catherine's first ever virtual awards ceremony. I hope you all have a little something special to drink. You're sitting comfortably as we welcome many of your St. Catherine's colleagues from across the organisation who've come together to help us to try and make this the best virtual event we possibly can for you guys. And on that note, I'm going to hand over to Giles and then to Terry, who are going to have a little something to say to you guys before we get into the awards. Enjoy the event.
Hello team, and my name's Giles. It's wonderful to also welcome you to this event today. And may I say that whilst we've not been able to enjoy the volunteer contribution to the level we've seen in prior years, it's important to remember that we've still enjoyed a magnificently important volunteer contribution throughout COVID. And I want to begin by simply restating a simple and important point. Volunteering matters at St. Catherine's. Volunteering is important to St. Catherine's, and crucially, volunteering is important to the future of St. Catherine's. So why am I so enthusiastic about volunteering, and why am I so pleased to be at today's event? Well, clearly, as in all other years, volunteers have continued to make the really important work happen. They've supported patient visiting through checking people on the front door. You've supported the shops. You've supported people in distress and need through befriending. And crucially, you've supported people through counselling. And in a range of other ways, in the work that you've been doing as volunteers, just in your informal connections to the community, you've been advocating for St. Catherine's. And St. Catherine's needs you more than ever. So why do I say that? Well, the important thing about the future is we'll continue to need to merge the paid contribution with the volunteer contribution. The future of our organisation has to be about developing volunteering roles, developing more volunteers to do those roles, and projecting our organisation out into its community. And so today, I'm delighted to share in these awards and to be a part of it, looking on at seeing the fantastic contribution made by so many people over so many years to the work that we do. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a matter of some pride and significant joy, particularly in these hard days, that you have been here for us. Thank you.
I don't need to say that this past year has changed the way we go about our lives, both personally and professionally. As volunteers in the hospice, in our shops and in the community, we've faced challenges and disruption, initially stepping down volunteer activity, having to close shops, and where we are able to work, changing our practices to accommodate social distancing and other necessary restrictions. Not being able, for most of us, to be at the hospice in person and meet our colleagues has been hard. That's so much part of being a St. Catherine's volunteer. Our volunteers deserve great credit for the way you've adapted to change, to new roles and new ways of working, and for your understanding and consideration throughout. Some things haven't changed though. Volunteers have always been a vital part of who we are and what we do, and this will only become more important in the future as we recover from this current crisis, which we will. Volunteers, staff and our supporters are a team, and even though we have to work distantly and in different ways, that is our strength. The commitment and dedication of you, our volunteers, shines through despite the challenges. I know just how much our clinical colleagues on the front line, even with all the pressures they face, value what you do and want me to thank you on their behalf. Let me add my thanks to each and every one of you for your continued support and your patience. And let's all celebrate tonight at a distance in the way we've had to become used to, while looking forward to a time when we can once again be together. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Liz Carter, Wellbeing Services Manager. I'd like you to cast your mind back to March 2020, to our first lockdown. We knew that having to shut the Living Well Centre would have a huge impact on our patients, our carers and also our volunteers. So at record speed we created a new volunteering role, the Telephone Buddy, to support our patients who were shielding. We recruited existing St Catherine's volunteers into this role and ran training sessions via conference call, a first for me. So what do the volunteers do? They check in with our patients and carers. They chat, they listen, they share stories. They help our patients feel connected to St Catherine's even when they can't come in, and they help them feel less alone. I'd like to say thank you to all of the volunteers who stepped up into this role and help us shape this valuable service. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Clive, Hospitality Manager at St Catherine's, and I wanted to say a few words about the special contribution our volunteer assistant screeners give to St Catherine's Hospice. Here I am, sat in the hot seat, normally occupied by a volunteer screener, performing a hugely important service for our patients and families, 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. This role was created back in April 2020 in light of COVID-19 and was designed to prevent the transmission of infection through to our hospice. Our volunteer screeners work closely with our reception and clinical colleagues and are very much one of the team. The skills required of this role include effective communication with colleagues, accurate recording and filing of visitor data, and often working under pressure. Reception can be a very busy place sometimes, and our screeners sometimes obviously have queues of people waiting for their PPE and their temperature checks and so on. But the most important skill of all is the ability to show kindness and compassion to our patients' loved ones. They're also great ambassadors for St Catherine's, being the first and last person a visitor speaks to. And all of this while still managing to shine a smile through the obligatory face mask. Some of our screeners work regular shifts, some are ad hoc, but it's testament to their commitment and love for this role that they always want to be here. And I know that they will be missing doing their role as screeners right now during this latest lockdown. So, screeners, you have the respect and appreciation of myself and all your colleagues, and I look forward to seeing you sat right here in this very seat very soon. Enjoy the evening.
Your volunteering has made such a difference to the lives of our patients, families, and those that are bereaved. And the way that you have adapted your volunteering has been so highly valued in being able to offer the support that has been so desperately needed. I offer you my heartfelt thanks and wish you all to know how much you are appreciated and valued. You really are amazing. I hope you have a wonderful time today and really enjoy the celebration of all the amazing things that you do for us here at St Catherine's, and thank you for your volunteering contribution.
Hi, I'm Gary Powis, Head of Trading, and it's certainly been a challenging year for us as we all sit in our second full lockdown. Currently, all the trading is closed down, so it's given me some time to reflect on the challenges and changes we've had to make this year, particularly after lockdown 1, when we reopened gradually, learning as we went, starting with Red Hill Shop. Less customers at one time, less volunteers. Sanitising regularly, wearing masks, wearing gloves, even visors, putting up screens, new signage, some days taking donations, other days not taking donations. And then we're having to quarantine them for 72 hours, all making the job really challenging. So firstly, I'd like to say thank you for all being so brilliant at managing these changes so we could all stay safe. In addition to this, we had to find additional warehouse and sorting space straight after lockdown, as we were overwhelmed with donations from people clearing out in all that time they had to spare. This was a huge challenge, and whilst we did it twice eventually, we now have a permanent solution. To the team of volunteers at Rofan, you have been immense in keeping us going and helping us to build a new and better operation. Looking forward, we are trying to strengthen the team so we can go full throttle after this lockdown, as we know again we will be overwhelmed from Christmas and the New Year. We know our shops are a major link to the hospice in our community, and so very important. So let's hope we can open as soon as possible when the conditions are right. So stay safe, everyone. Hope to see you all soon. And finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank every one of you for your amazing contribution. We absolutely could not trade our shops without you. Thank you.
Thank you for that update, Gary. And thank you to everyone who's shared an update with us. I think you'll all agree with me when I say it's fantastic to hear about all the updates from all the different teams and how we've managed to face some of the challenges brought about by COVID. It's fantastic to see the kind of work that takes place across all these different teams in our efforts to support people. I hope hearing from our colleagues about all these adaptations in our teams helps to demonstrate how the dedication and support of our volunteers is second to none, and we are always genuinely blown away by the commitment and support and strength of our volunteer colleagues. And it's following on for this, we'd like to move on to one of our main events for the evening, and that is us having the opportunity to recognise the fantastic contribution and years of service that over 50 volunteers who together have chalked up 560 years of volunteering support at St Catherine's. What an amazing achievement. And that is you guys at home. I'd like to hand over to Lisa Rainier now, who's going to tell us more about our 5-year long service achievement award winners. Thank you, Lisa.
Hello everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm chaplain and lead for spiritual support at St Catherine's. It's my absolute pleasure to be able to join you here, albeit virtually, and I've even put a dress on for the occasion, although I have to confess it's a very loose fitting one because my other going out clothes seem to have become slightly snug of late. Now, our researchers tell us that the year 2015 was a very interesting one. It was the year that 72 inches of snow fell in Boston, and that snow was still melting in June, despite it being the warmest year on record. It was the year that Star Wars: The Force was released, and Princess Charlotte was born that year. Apparently, Zayn Malik left One Direction, and the following amazing bunch of people joined St Catherine's Hospice that year as volunteers. Breege Brady, Volunteer Hospitality Assistant. Christopher Mole, Volunteer Shop Assistant. Sally Lawrence, Volunteer Coffee Shop Assistant. Jake Grindley, Volunteer Coffee Shop Assistant. Philip Smith, Volunteer Hospitality Assistant. Sandra Cramp, Volunteer Hospice Host. Kate Gerard, Volunteer Counsellor. Marilyn Davey, Volunteer Shop Assistant. Sarah Shortman, Volunteer Shop Assistant. Margaret Irving, Volunteer Shop Assistant. Ronald Barker, Volunteer Shop Assistant. Jerry Baker, Volunteer Gardener. Maria Kempshaw, Volunteer Hospitality Assistant. Sarah Stewart, Volunteer Shop Assistant. Christine Richmond, Volunteer Shop Assistant. Jackie Eggington, Volunteer Hospitality Assistant. Marion Piper, volunteer ward support. Mitra Fatui, volunteer shop assistant. Richard Taylor, volunteer shop assistant. Sheila Beale, volunteer coffee shop assistant. Alison Cook, volunteer shop assistant. Jim Marsh, volunteer hospitality assistant. We want to thank you each and all for giving so generously of your time and your talents in support of St Catherine's Hospice over the last 5 years. We want to thank you and tell you that we really appreciate you.
Hi, I'm Hannah Liles, the Fundraising Acquisition Manager here at St Catherine's Hospice. 2010 was the year we saw David Cameron become Prime Minister. We saw the Chilean miners rescued. We will all remember the Icelandic volcano that erupted, causing travel disruption everywhere. Prince William and Kate Middleton got engaged, and Downton Abbey took over Sunday night TV. And this amazing bunch joined St Catherine's Hospice. Alison German, volunteer community fundraiser. Charles Pele, volunteer community fundraiser. Mary Allen, volunteer community fundraiser. Pauline Thrift, volunteer community fundraiser. Rachel Denton, volunteer community fundraiser. Marion Alexander, volunteer shop assistant. Valerie Ullman, volunteer shop assistant. Lindsay Thompson, volunteer shop assistant. Lawrence Barber, volunteer driver, patient services. Howard Rubin, volunteer hospitality assistant. Jane Payne, volunteer hospitality assistant. Louise Bryant, volunteer coffee shop assistant. Jenny Young, volunteer admin support. Margaret Dibben, volunteer hospice host. Liz Tubb, volunteer complementary therapist. Thank you. Thank you for 10 years continued, dedicated support. Please accept this on behalf of our staff, our trustees and supporters. We hope you know how grateful we are and how much you are appreciated. We could not do what we do without you.
Hello, I'm Claire Lawson, the Therapy Team Lead. I'm here to present the 15-year Volunteer Award. Hurricane Katharine hit. Angela Merkel was the first female Chancellor of Germany, and Harry Potter Half-Blood Prince was published. But more importantly, Polly Fern, our volunteer shop assistant, Sue Evans, our volunteer counsellor, and Anne Burgess, our volunteer shop assistant, gave up their time to support St Catherine's. Just wanted to say congratulations and a massive thank you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Sarah from the volunteering team. I hope you're all well. In this year 2000, we not only saw the start of a new decade or even a new century, but the beginning of a brand new millennium. And we saw and we remember Big Brother launch and change the face of reality TV forever. The Millennium Bug didn't bite. Steve Redgrave won his 5th Olympic gold in rowing at the Sydney Games. And also in this year, we welcomed these volunteers to St Catherine's. And here we are 20 years later to recognise all their support. And here's thanks to
Helen Keane,
Volunteer Hospitality Assistant. George Brown, Volunteer Community Fundraiser. Thelma Brown, Volunteer Community Fundraiser. Joan Moon, Volunteer Community Fundraiser. Thank you. Your 20 years of support has been an amazing commitment and has contributed to St Catherine's becoming the place that we all love and care for today. People like you make such a difference, and we hope you know how much your time is appreciated.
Hello, my name is Julia Fleming and I am a consultant here at St Catherine's. I am very happy to be presenting the award for 25 years long service to Laura Dorgan, Volunteer Community Fundraiser. Laura joined St Catherine's in 1995, the same year Toy Story was released and O.J. Simpson was found not guilty. Steffi Graf won her 6th Wimbledon title and Hillary Clinton was America's First Lady. Thank you, Laura, for your contribution to the work here at St Catherine's. 25 years is a fantastic achievement. Thank you.
Good evening, my name's Wayne Stepney. I'm the Head of Facilities and Hospitality at St Catherine's, and I've got the privilege of tonight awarding 30 years service awards to our amazing volunteers. It's really my honour to present these awards for long service. I just wanted you all to know that 1990 was the year we received the Hubble Space Telescope's first photos from space. Nelson Mandela was released. Mikhail Gorbachev became a president of the Soviet Congress. England cricket had its first win against the West Indies in 16 years. But most importantly, we welcomed Arthur Brown, Volunteer Community Champion, Ginny Harrop, Volunteer Community Fundraiser, and Linda Pitts, Volunteer Community Fundraiser. Your contribution over the last 30 years has made a huge difference to us at St Catherine's. I look forward to seeing you all again for the next 30 years. Congratulations!
Hello, I'm Frankie Goodall. I'm part of the fundraising team at St Catherine's Hospice, and I'm thrilled to be here to celebrate the outstanding achievement of 2 of our wonderful volunteers who've dedicated 35 years of their time to support the hospice. So they started in 1985. That was the year that Vodafone launched their first mobile phone, and that EastEnders was televised on the BBC. Boris Becker was the youngest person to win Wimbledon, and Live Aid was shown all around the world. And these 2 very special people began their volunteering for St Catherine's Hospice. Sue Bratcher, Volunteer Hospitality Assistant, and Ronald Penfold, Volunteer Events Support. We're immensely grateful for your continued support, and on behalf of the staff, trustees and supporters, we say a very big thank you and wish you all the very best.
Thank you, everyone. It's so good to hear so many familiar names, and what a fantastic achievement. Congratulations again. Your certificates will be winging their way to you over the coming weeks. And now we move on to our Exceptional Contribution Award. This year we have 3 categories: Young Volunteer, Fundraising Volunteer and Outstanding Contribution. We've received 11 nominations over 7 teams and recognise the exceptional effort and achievement of our volunteers, and more importantly, say thank you to them for making such a difference. All the nominations were independently scored by our Managing Volunteers group, and we thank everyone who was involved in that process. And say congratulations to all our nominees. So let's find out who this year's winners are.
Thank you, Sarah. Good evening, everyone. I'm Megan, and I work on the Learning, Education and Development team. It is my privilege to present the award for Young Volunteer of the Year. This category allows us to celebrate the achievements of those volunteers who are under 25 years old. and recognise the significant contribution their dedication and commitment makes to St Catherine's. It gives me great pleasure to present this year's award to Anusha Kansagra. Anusha joined St Catherine's in February 2019 as part of the Duke of Edinburgh Awards scheme. She volunteers in our shop at the Bishopric in Horsham and was nominated by shop manager Dawn Williams. Dawn describes Anusha as someone who always comes in with a smile and eagerness to help, approaching each task with gusto and enthusiasm. She is keen to learn new skills and is great with customers. Anusha has fantastic rapport with other members of the team, helping and supporting others. She is so competent, a great asset, full of fun, energy and enthusiasm, and still at only 16 years old. When our shops had to close due to COVID-19, Anusha wanted to find other ways to help and support our hospice, so went on to host several virtual quizzes for family members and friends, raising vital funds. She also spent lockdown making orange pom-poms that we were able to use to decorate the shop when we reopened. A great way to brighten up the shop and welcome back our customers. Congratulations, Anusha, and on behalf of Dawn, the trading team, your volunteer colleagues and all the staff here at St Catherine's, thank you. Your efforts, dedication and commitment continues to inspire us all.
Thanks, Megan. My name's Michaela and I work in the fundraising team. This evening I've been asked to present the award for Fundraising Volunteer of the Year. This award gives us the opportunity to recognise a volunteer who's made a significant contribution to St Catherine's fundraising efforts within our community. This year, more than ever, we've had to consider different and innovative ways to raise funds, and this year's winner has done just that. It's my absolute pleasure to present the Fundraising Volunteer of the Year award to Maureen Elliott. Maureen was nominated by Laura Mitchell, who was first made aware of Maureen's inventive fundraising by Sam Williamson, Reigate shop manager. I'm now going to read Laura's nomination for Maureen. Maureen usually volunteers in our Reigate shop, but due to the pandemic, her family were worried about her volunteering once the shop reopened, as she was in a vulnerable age group. But Maureen didn't let that stop her supporting St Catherine's. She demonstrated our energetic value and decided, as she couldn't donate her time in person, she would make face masks for St Catherine's to sell in the Reigate shop instead. Her handmade masks were hugely successful, and Maureen has continued to dedicate many hours at her sewing machine, making the masks, sourcing the material and the elastic. She's remained dedicated to helping the hospice raise more money during such a difficult time. And by December 2020, Maureen's mask had raised an amazing £1,831.50 for the hospice. Maureen, your continued dedication to our charity throughout the COVID-19 pandemic is truly inspirational. You've shown an innovation and determination that we all admire. Congratulations and thank you from all of us. It is very well deserved indeed.
Thank you, Michaela, and congratulations again to Anusha and Maureen. Well done. I'm Rosie, I'm part of the volunteering team, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who made a nomination for this year's awards and congratulate all of you for your special recognition. Your efforts and dedication have not gone unnoticed, and we appreciate you all. It's now my absolute honour to be able to present this year's Outstanding Contribution Award. The award goes to Kevin Stokes. Kevin volunteers as a sorting assistant at Rofant and was nominated by Gary Powis, Head of Trading. I'm now going to read Gary's nomination. Sorting donations is a very difficult and challenging job for all volunteers and colleagues. Putting a value on something that's been donated and consider its worth is made even more difficult when you're faced by bag after bag, box after box, every shift. Kevin has been Gary's go-to person, helping initially to improve the selling and sorting processes at the furniture store in Denvale, and then after lockdown with an unprecedented volume of donations supporting at the new space in Rofant. Kevin was instrumental in helping new volunteers settle into the role, many of whom continue to volunteer alongside him every week. They work together at machine-like pace. Kevin supports Gary to organise the layout to get the most out of the space and regularly gives valuable feedback to help make improvements. Kevin is a reliable volunteer with a fantastic can-do attitude. Always positive, he's made a significant contribution to the warehouse sorting operation. He's shown consideration and patience in the support of new volunteer colleagues. His ability to connect with Gary and the rest of the team is so appreciated. He demonstrates expertise in dealing with donations, getting the best value, sharing with others, and he arrives to every shift full of energy and ready to face the challenge ahead. Kevin, we know you don't usually like this sort of attention, but you fully deserve the recognition of this award. Congratulations and thank you on behalf of Gary, the trading team, and all of us here at St Catherine's. Your contribution is truly outstanding. Thank you.
Thanks, Rosie. Wow, it's great to hear the amazing work being done by so many of our volunteers. Good evening. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Elly. I have the enviable job of being St Catherine's Hospice People Director, which means I get to support the teams that work with not only our employees but also our volunteers, and some of those you've already met tonight. I'm delighted to have been asked to present our first ever Outstanding Team Contribution. And this year's been so different for all of us. This category has allowed us to recognise the exceptional efforts and achievements of a particular team of volunteers. This group of amazing people have really risen to the challenge of what it means to volunteer in the middle of a global pandemic, something none of us have ever experienced before. The difference that they've made to people's lives, we cannot begin to comprehend. It is my absolute honour to present the award to our volunteer telephone buddies. Angie Dath, Graham Ellis, Elizabeth Findlay, Heather Roberts, Ian Phillips, Jan Fermegger, Karen Decht, Kate Mullen, Sally Lawrence, Jackie Herdman, Leslie Bunce, Linda Kernock, Margaret Dibben, Mary Place, Stella Owens, Nicola Preston Bell, Mifri Ashley, Barbara Massimo, and Judy Pine. You're all amazing. This team were nominated by our very own Liz Carter, our Wellbeing Services Manager. And as Liz has mentioned, the Telephone Buddy service was set up in response to the first lockdown back in March 2020. Feels like a lifetime ago. This team was set up really quickly to respond to the need to support our patients and their loved ones by really reducing isolation and helping them link with local services to support them in their time of need. The team supported 33 people, 28 of those were patients, 5 were carers, and that was just during that first lockdown period. They encouraged people to call and ask for help. They linked people to local communities, and they told us when they needed help. Whether that was about them or whether they were concerned for someone else. A service that was received so positively. Feedback told us it was really, really needed in our community. I hope you agree that our telephone bodies, all of them, each and every single one of them, epitomise what it means to be a volunteer at St Catherine's Hospice. You are passionate, you are tenacious, you are supportive, you are honest. Most of all, you care for people when they need it most. Thank you. Congratulations to each and every one of you. You truly deserve this award.
Well, congratulations to everyone today. And may I end the session by saying thank you. Thank you for what you've all done. It really does matter, as I said in my introductory remarks. We have really greatly missed you, but we're so bonded to you and all that you do for us. Please continue to advocate for St Catherine's. Advocate for what we do. Tell people about the important work that we do. It really, really matters that more and more people hear about us and are prepared to give to us. Give to us so that we can do the important work that we do, which is to care for people who are at the end of their lives and in bereavement. Thank you for the job you've done and the contribution you've made. Bravo!
Well, that was amazing. How inspiring was that, listening to all those long service contributions from you amazing volunteers. 35 years, 25 years, that's just, I mean, everything that our volunteers give us is amazing. And it's just so humbling to be able to recognise and say thank you to all of you for your support. I'd also like to take a huge opportunity to thank all the staff who took part in today's event, taking the time to help us to make this such a unique and wonderful opportunity for you guys at home. And also I want to make a big shout out to all the nominations and nominees who were nominated for our outstanding contribution. We appreciate that not everyone can actually win the awards, but we hope you understand that the nomination by a member of staff shows that actually people do genuinely appreciate everything that you have done. And I hope that still makes you feel like a winner, because it does in our books. So thank you everyone. We hope you had a fantastic event. We hope some of you or most of you can join us. We're going to have a Zoom after event to try and speak to some of you and get some of your feedback, see how it went. Maybe have a little drink alongside that. The link will be on the website where you clicked on to watch this event. So please do, when you finished, go and click on the event and join us all on Zoom to celebrate in person. And massive thank you to everyone. And we have a lovely little video of all our staff who wanted to say a big thank you to you guys for all that you do for us. Take care.
To all you amazing screeners, thank you so much for all your help.
I just wanted to say how very, very much appreciated you all are.
You've all been absolutely amazing in supporting all our visitors that come in to visit our patients.
The fact that you're keeping our patients safe is an enormous value to the hospice.
You've been really brilliant, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Hope to see you soon.
To all the volunteers who are celebrating a long service award, many, many thanks for all that time that you've given.
Thanks for all you've done, and stay safe and warm.
A big thank you to all the Oxford volunteers.
Thank you so much. We couldn't do what we do without you.
You're amazing. Thank you for everything you do for St Catherine's.
Your kindness and your dedication is really appreciated by us all.
Thank you. You're amazing.
Bravo to you all.
Thank you, volunteers. We really miss you. Can't wait to see you again very soon. Stay safe.
Hello to all you wonderful volunteers. We miss you here at the hospice.
We miss you and we can't wait for you to come back.
We love you, volunteers. We miss you.
Missing all of our wonderful volunteers.
We miss you and I'm looking forward to the chats.
We miss you. We miss you.
Miss you.
Thanks for missing you here on IPU.
We love you and we miss you and we hope you're all doing very well.
Hope you're well. We think about you often and we can't wait for you to return.
Can't wait to see you again soon.
We can't wait for you to come back.
Hope to see you soon.
Come back soon, volunteers.
From all at St Catherine's, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for everything you do.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for everything you do.